Guys, what's going on? Hope you're doing well. Today, we're going to be taking a look at some more tomfoolery from around kind of the whole hair system space and things that you need to be watchful for. I've made videos kind of detailing just about everything you need to know how to do this stuff. So now it's really about just staying educated. So, one thing it's not even an ask, it's an opportunity for you. But I can get you, three, four, $500 hair systems for about 180 to about 200 after shipping. So that's all in. If you want that, please get a hold of me. I have special accounts that I can get them from some of the brands that are out there. So just reach out to me via email and via Instagram. But let's jump into kind of this example right here because I do think it's pretty important for us to be informed. So this right here is a Instagram message that came in through me, or it came in through to me, and it's this guy, we'll just call him O. He says, "Hey Jake, just wondering, was thinking about getting a hair system that exposes the hairline like with your current bangs video." I think this is probably an old one. "What kind of base was it? French lace?" I said, "Skin." "Thanks for the response. My stylist is the one ordering it, so I should just tell her I want a skin base." So I kind of say something a little bit snarky, but I'm like, well, if she's a stylist, she should know more about hair systems. But yes, it was a skin base. He says, "I asked her yesterday and she got mad at me and said that skin bases suck. She doesn't like when I use info I learned from the internet. Wish I could get a different hair system stylist, but she's the only one in town." Well, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Now, I'm just going to take a little pause to the story right here because this is like a massive red flag. I've like filmed hundreds of stylists. I've done a lot of this stuff before, and I've talked with management in large companies. Now, here's the thing that you guys need to know is when you actually look at providers inside of the hair system space, so like stylists, people that do the installs, all this kind of stuff, guess what? A lot of them are kind of from the old world, meaning that they've been doing this for 20, 30 years. Now, back then, they were using only lace. That's what they trained on, that's what they learned how to do. Now, there's a whole new generation of skin stuff. Now, I don't care whether you use French lace, Swiss lace, poly, any type of poly. I don't care. It doesn't matter. That's not the point of this video. The point of this video is that one, this guy wanted to request something and she got mad because she thought something else was better, right? And this just grinds my gears super hard because there isn't one best for every single person and what they need and what they want. You can have your opinion, yes, but as a provider, you can give your opinion, but you also have to keep in mind what a person wants, right? What they want to experiment with, what they want to try. So, it's funny because like watch this, right? You'll see I kind of sent him a little video note, and you know what I said? I said, "You know what, dude? I bet you anything this woman is in her 50s, like 40s or 50s, that she's been doing this essentially all like for the past 20, 30 years. That's what she trained on, and that's all she gives." And he was like, "Well, let's actually take a look." Right? So he said, "Yep, exactly. She's probably in her 50s. She's very insistent about her preferences. Not only that, but she doesn't know how to cut younger hairstyles. Like she doesn't have the tools to do a fade. And when I got my first hair system last May, she told me to just use my fingers when using shampoo and conditioner, but that resulted in a ton of matted hair at the bottom of the base. I started using a brush later because I saw your videos, but by then it was too late." So she said that she's not going to kill herself to get those out and told me to buy a new system. So within 3 months, I spent over $1,200 on this. I'll think about your advice though. Thank you. Okay, major red flags, right? In the previous comment, he said this woman doesn't like him looking online for information. In fact, I think that probably most stylists either love me, right, because I'm bringing people to them, or they hate me because they're from the old world and I'm informing people. And this is a very common thing that I've heard. I've gotten so much hate from people that don't want that they're wearing hair systems exposed to the world that like, hey, this is a thing and it's a viable option. People have called me the devil and literally insinuated that I'm evil and all this kind of stuff, man, dragged my name through the mud. I've also had stylists do the same thing. They think I am an abysmal person because I'm misinforming people because they learned 30 years ago and I've taught new ways of doing things and also been on the front lines of this stuff. So, this isn't uncommon to me. It's just, it kind of makes me sad because number one, a person should always be as informed as possible. And if I have bad information, like if I give you bad information or something, please go ask that person. I don't care. And if I do truly have bad information and they have good information, it's on them as the expert, as the one that's been trained for 20, 30 years to tell you how it's bad advice, why it's bad advice, what they would do instead. This woman, right? She gives the guy a recommendation to put conditioner into the hair, and basically, right, it's knotting up the hair, and she says she's not going to bust her ass to try to get the knots out of the system. You should buy a new one. Who is that serving? Is that serving the customer? Like the audacity that people inside of the space, and it's not just inside of the space, right? Like, let's actually kind of connect it. What's the lesson for us? Because that can just be, I don't know, clickbaity, or like we're just getting emotional here. But how can we relate it back to ourselves? Dude, you would not believe how many people, even people that watch this channel, but I know that's not you, right? I know that you're somebody that truly, truly does want to be the best version of you, that you want to build yourself into the best man possible. But you wouldn't believe how many people just give a crappy service in whatever they do. They don't take pride in what they do. And instead, they're thinking about themselves, what they like to do, how they like to treat people, what's easiest for them. When you are a professional, you are there to serve forever and always people. Forever and always. And to say, as a leader, as someone that is installing hair systems, as someone is visiting, to pay you to do it, to think that you should have the audacity to say something like, I'm not going to waste my time, or I'm not going to, well, how did she put it? I even forgot it. She's not going to kill herself to get it out. If a person gave the advice for you to do a certain thing, so that way, apparently, you take care of your hair system, and then says, I'm not going to kill myself to deal with the ramifications of the thing that I told you about, and then say, don't go to the internet for better advice. Are you kidding me? And then charge you a premium? Absolute crazy. Absolutely nuts. Okay, well, if you stuck this long in the video, be watchful of stuff like this. I've said it before in my videos, like how to pick a stylist, right? Got to be careful who you pick and how, because you don't want this type of attitude. You always want the heart of a teacher and the mind of a student, right? Somebody that's always learning but ready to teach you. And that's really important. But I do have a question for you guys, for the ones that watch it all the way through. Most of you don't, but the ones that are here at the very end, I'm kind of curious. I obviously, like, hair systems will be a part of my life, but there's so much else going on, man. And my life has really taken a bump up in so many great directions. I'm really passionate about having powerful conversations with people, and I do that a lot through sales. Like, I don't do it to sell things. I do it to change people's lives. You guys know my heart. And I've really been thinking about, implementing that stuff here, like teaching people really, really good sales, really good conversation skills. Like, I'm investing a lot of money. I'm talking about like tens and tens and tens of thousands of dollars working with some of the best in the world on this stuff. Would that be valuable to you? Do you really care? Would you like it to be on a different channel? Let me know. Once again, hit me up on email, on Instagram, if you guys do want a system. I can probably get it much cheaper. So let me know. If not, talk to you soon.